Hello and welcome back. This is another Algebra 1 video, and in this video, we're going to work on identifying solutions to inequalities. Okay, here is our first one. We're going to figure out if S could be equal to 11. Would this be a possible solution to this inequality? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the inequality we've been given, which is S is greater than or equal to 2. And we're going to replace the S with the 11 using substitution. So I'm going to take out the S and I'm going to go ahead and put in 11. Now I can look at this and analyze whether this is a true statement or an untrue statement. 11 is greater than or equal to 2. Well, that is a true statement because 11 is greater than 2. So that means that yes, S could equal 11 and 11 could be a possible solution to the inequality. Okay, here's our next one. Which of the following is a solution to the inequality negative 10g is less than negative 54? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the inequality first. Negative 10g is less than negative 54. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that imaginary multiplication symbol in between the 10 and the g. Because whenever we have a number next to a variable like that, that means times or multiply. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in here because I'm going to be removing the g and substituting in the different possible solutions they gave us to see if it's a true statement or not. So for the first one, I'm going to replace the g with negative 8. So I'm going to go negative 10 times negative 8 is less than negative 54. Okay, well, now let's evaluate or figure out what negative 10 times negative 8 is. That should be positive 80. And the reason it's positive is because whenever you multiply two integers that have the same symbol, you get a positive answer. So negative 10 times negative 8 is actually positive 80. So 80 is less than negative 54. This is an untrue statement. 80 is greater than negative 54. So that means G could not be equal to negative 8. So I'm going to cross that off as one of our possible solutions. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by erasing some of the work I did here. Oh, I might have included too much there. Oh, yeah, part of the G went with it. That's okay. Now I'm going to replace G with our next option, which is negative 9. So I'm going to go ahead and put negative 9 in here. Well, negative 10 times negative 9 is positive 90, less than negative 54. So again, I have an untrue statement. Positive 90 is greater than negative 54. So it could not be negative 9. That could not be a solution for G. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these, but leave kind of the same frame up. And I'm going to replace that G with a positive 8 this time. That's my next option. So negative 10 times positive 8 is negative 80, less than negative 54. So now I have a true statement. Negative 80 is less than negative 54. So G could be equal to 8. That is one of the possible solutions. Okay, we've got one more possible solution to check, and that is the last one where G is equal to negative 12. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute that in for G. Negative 10 times negative 12 will be positive 120. And then we've got less than negative 54. So now again, we have an untrue statement. 120 is definitely greater than negative 54. So I'm going to cross that one off. That means the only one from this list that G could be equal to would be positive 8. Okay, here's our next one. Is a V, I don't know why it says A there. Let's cross that off. Is V equal to 11 a solution? What's going on with this question? Is I think it got a little mixed up. Basically, we're trying to figure out if V could equal 11, if that could be a possible solution to this equation. So I'm going to rewrite the equation, or inequality, my bad. 9 is greater than 2 times V minus 9. And the reason I separated the 2 and the V and put the multiplication symbol in between is because I'm planning to replace that with a number. And so I want to make sure it's understood that it's 2 times 11, not 211. So now it's time to replace that V with the possible solution of 11. Now I need to analyze the right side of that inequality to see what it's equal to and if it gives me a true statement or an untrue statement. So according to order of operations, because we have two operations here, multiplication and subtracting, I would do multiplication first. So 2 times 11 is 22, then minus 9. 9 is greater than. Okay, so I just brought everything else down with it after I did the 2 times 11. Now 2 minus 9, I'm thinking that is 13. I'm not great at subtracting in my head, but I think that's about it. So 9 is greater than 13. That is an untrue statement. 9 is not greater than 13. So V could not be a solution, or sorry, 11 could not be a solution for V. Okay, here is our next one. Which of the following is a solution to the inequality 135 is less than 136 divided by V plus 8? So these just keep getting more and more complicated. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 135 is less than 136 divided by V plus 8 as my framework. Then I'm going to go ahead and replace V with my first option, which is 4. So I'm going to replace V with 4. Now, according to order of operations, I need to do that division first. Division comes before adding. So when I divide 136 by 4, I end up with 34. So that's what I'm going to write there. And then I'm just going to bring the rest of it down. I'll bring that down, bring this down. And this is what we've got for our second step. Now I can go ahead and add 34 plus 8 together, and I would end up with 42. So 42 here, and the symbol there, and 135. So the statement says that 135 is less than 42. That is not correct. It is definitely not less than 42. So V could not be equal to 4. I'm going to go ahead and cross that off. Now I'm going to go through and erase some of the work I did here, and then replace the V with a 1 this time. So 136 divided by 1 is 136 plus 8 on that side, just bringing down the plus 8, bringing down the symbol, and the 135. So all I did in that step was take 136 and divide it by 1, but I brought down everything else with me. So now I can add together 136 plus 8, and that would give me 144. So 144 here, less than here, and 135. So the statement that I have is that 135 is less than 144. That is true. So B could be equal to 1. That is a possible solution. Okay, I'm going to go back and delete all of this work, and I'm going to replace where V is in the inequality with an 8. Okay, that means I need my first step to be 136 divided by 8, which is 17. So I have 17 plus 8 on this side, less than 135. Now I can go ahead and add together 17 plus 8, and I'm going to get 25. Let's look at that statement. 25 is less than 135, which is not true. 135 is not less than 25. So V could not be equal to 8. Now, the reason I could take a little shortcut there and maybe not add the 17 plus 8 and bring it all down is because I can kind of estimate that 17 plus 8 is going to be smaller than 135. So I kind of don't have to follow it all the way through, but if your teacher wants to see your work, you should show it. However, if you're just kind of doing it in your head and you can estimate, or you can tell just by looking at it that the amounts don't work or they do work, then you can kind of gauge from there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. And on this time, I'm replacing V with 2. Okay, so that means I needed 136 divided by 2, which is 68. And then I'm going to bring down everything else. Plus 8 over here, the less than symbol, and 135. Okay, now I can add together 68 plus 8, or if you're kind of good at adding and you can kind of tell that that's probably not greater than 135, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and add it up, and I'm going to get 76 here, less than symbol, and 135. So the statement here is that 135 is less than 76. Again, that is not true, so I'm going to cross that off. From this list, the only solution that could be a possible solution to the inequality would be that v equals 1. Okay, here is our last example for today's video. Is y equals 6 a solution to the inequality? Well, let's find out. I'm going to start by rewriting the inequality. 90 divided by y minus 8 is greater than or equal to 66. So my first step is to replace y with 6. So I'm going to go ahead and take that away and replace it with a 6. Now, according to order of operations, I need to do the division first. So I'm going to take 90 and divide it by 6, and I will get 15 minus 8 greater than or equal to 66. Okay, so we're kind of at a point where if you're kind of familiar with 15 minus 8, you can tell that that is not going to be greater than or equal to 66. But I'm going to go ahead and finish it up. 15 minus 8 is 7, greater than or equal to 66. So what I have here is an untrue statement. 7 is not greater than or equal to 66. So that means y could not equal 6 and be a solution to this inequality. So the answer here would be no, y equals 6 is not a solution. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you in another video soon.